Hi Capricorns, and thanks for joining me for the June of 2019 for the Taroscope with Animal Totem. This is Vickie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and this is for Capricorn Sun, Rising, and Moon. As always, we're going to do the main portion of the reading with the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, my own creation, and we're going to pull another card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, also my own creation. If you are a Patreon level 2 subscriber, there will be an additional bonus card pulled from this month's deck. We are using is called the Ethereal Oracle by J.D. Arichi. Very awesome and deep deck. So let's get started with our June reading for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Moon. It's a big month because we're having a change of seasons. This is the solstice. It's the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, and it is the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. So, I am offering those solstice readings also for a limited time. If you're interested in seeing what the upcoming season might look like to your chart, these are always really popular. You can find out that information on my website above or below. So here's your reading. The Lovers was one of the very first card out, so it could be some romance happening for the Capricorns here. Next to the Ace of Rods. So when Ace of Rods is a seed planet that's going to bloom and grow. So these two cards together have a lot of significance. If you're trying to have a baby, this could be, you know, the seed planet in the womb will grow, bloom and grow. It also is very much a phallic symbol, and as a card, this can be a card of sexual attraction, especially when it shows up right next to that Lover's card. So there's going to be a very strong sexual attraction with someone. There is a court card showing up. There's a Queen of Swords. Now, in these general readings, there's no gender. So the Queen of Swords does not have to be a female. It could be a male or female. And this could be an air sign person, which would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or Libra. We are going to be in an air sign for the majority of the month. We're going to be in the air sign of Gemini from the 1st through the 21st. So it probably is talking about during the time of Gemini, because we have another air sign energy showing up here. There's also some money showing up for you, though, too, because we do have the Six of Pentacles, and that is just plain out a money card, you know. For some of you, this could be your partner. Maybe your partner's going to get a raise or promotion, or your lover, and that's going to, you know, be good for you, good for both of you. But no matter what, this talks about an increase of money coming forward for you. Could be a gift. For some of you, it could be a gift that shows up out of nowhere. There's a couple of cards showing up about these moon energies, too. We have the actual moon card, and we have the High Priestess, who is very lunar and moon-oriented. Both of them, these two cards are major arcana, number one. Number two, they have to do with intuition, dreams, going inward, these type of energies. They, whenever these two, or when we get this kind of things, we got to look at the moon. So there's going to be a new moon, 12 degrees of Gemini on the 3rd. On June 3rd, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini. It could be that. That could be talking about that new moon in Gemini for sure. There'll also be a full moon on the 17th. Now that one's pretty special too. It's a full moon in Sagittarius, and it's conjunct the galactic center. So at that time of the full moon on the 17th, a lot of people are going to really be tuned in. It's a great time to tune in and get those energetic downloads and everything. So that could be a key date for some of you. They do have the Death card here, but it's nothing. Death is not a bad card, especially in the upright position. Sometimes it can be somebody passing, but there's nothing else around here that shows a lot of pain or anything crazy. Usually it just means a transformation, and it looks like it's a welcome transformation. For some of you, it might be this person. It could be somebody's grandmother or mother, and maybe they're going to be coming through. Maybe they were Gemini, and maybe you're going to have a dream about them. Maybe they're going to show up. You know, I just thought of my grandmother, who was a Gemini. I'm looking at her picture right there. And I feel like I need to say her name. Her name was Eve. Because I feel like maybe Eve is for somebody else out there. So maybe, even if it's not a Grandma Eve, maybe it's just somebody named Eve who is on the other side. Could be. Could be some biblical Adam and Eve, because this is totally like Adam and Eve. When I looked down, I saw this. You know, this reminds me of Adam and Eve in the garden. But I felt like I just needed to say her name, because I feel like it is connection for somebody out there. News is coming in the time of Gemini, and it's something you've been waiting on. This came up in a couple of readings. So I don't know if things are just going direct that have been retrograde. I should get my little book out here and take a look. But it seems like people have been waiting on things. We've been waiting, and all of a sudden it's going to happen. Well, you know, at the change of the seasons, like we're having this month during the solstice energy, things do start moving. That is the time when things change. You know, there is changes happening. It's a change of season. I just want to look at the month of May in my ephemeris and see if a lot of things are, actually not. Nothing's turned direct that was going retrograde. We have Jupiter and Saturn retrograde. Actually, we're going to have Neptune's going to turn retrograde. So that's not the case. But I don't know why. It just seems maybe it is just the change of season. That could totally be it. So changes are coming through, but they're good ones. You're going to get some money. I feel like for most of you, now I'm getting that. I feel like you've been waiting on this. That's probably what you've been waiting on. So I don't know, it's a little late for income tax returns, but I don't know. It feels like something like that. You've been, like I'm hearing the checks in the mail. And usually that means, somebody's blowing you off. Oh yeah, the check's in the mail, But it seems like it's a good thing. Like the check really is in the mail. I'm going to make that your, the check is really in the mail. I'm going to put really in the mail. Okay, it's been mailed and it's on its way. But also this is going to be a huge month for dreams, intuition, connection from people who have passed on, intuitive hunches around that solstice time of the 21st. And the 17th is the full moon. So I'm going to say the 17th through the 21st, there could be a lot happening, a lot of intuitive hunches, a lot of downloads, a lot of connection with spirit. And it feels all good. It feels like they want to help you. It's not anything I almost grabbed this deck. We're going to do the Animal Totem deck. This says omens, but I saw men. By the way, let that happen. If you see things on these decks moving around or these words jumping out at you, that's why I made this deck that way. That's the way that Spirit will talk directly through you. Okay? Alright, so let me go ahead and get a shuffle going for our Animal Totem for Capricorn friends. Don't forget, I got so much to offer this month. We've got the Solstice reading. Also, the bonus cards I do for the Patreon people. Another thing I do for the Patreon people is a week ahead every week. It's astrology and tarot. And I've also put those on a pay-per-view for Gumroad. So if you don't want to be a Patreon supporter and get them all, it's much less expensive to do it that way. If you want to just order one and see what it's like, you can find that week link below. It's every week energy, upcoming energy. Start out with some astrology, and then I pull some few cards from the Hanson Roberts. So if you're interested, check that out. Again, Solstice reading, limited time, and I've got all kinds of other readings available. So please do check it out. What is the animal card for Capricorn? The ants. You'll be working hard. I'm hearing that song. The ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one. Yeah, I've had ants like crazy in my house. I'm a Capricorn too. I have had ants out the wazoo. Luckily, they're these kind of little brown ones, not those big black ones. But I just wash them down the drain. They're always in my shower and in my sink. And I wash them down the drain. I hate to do it, but it's just like, dudes, I'm sorry. You got to get out of here. I wonder about them. This is so crazy, but it's weird that this came out. I wonder, from their perspective, is it because an ant's lifespan is so much shorter than ours. I wonder if it's to them, it's like 100-year flood that comes by every so often, And really, it's just me standing there with dumping water down on them and rinsing them down the drain. I don't know why I told you that, but that was so weird. I'm a Capricorn, and I've been inundated with these ants. I got the ant traps out and the borax and all the stuff, and they're just, every day I'm washing them down this drain. It's gross, really. Okay, but anyways, working tirelessly for the good of all, connecting with community and knowing your place in it, you can move mountains and make miracles happen. Yeah, so working really hard, but making the money. You're working hard, but you're getting the money. You're getting the payment. You're making the coin, I'm hearing. Making that coin, baby. That's what Capricorn's like. No. But there's also going to be a real strong love thing happening here. A real strong, and it's sexual. You know, when these two cards come together, this is sexual. So there's a very strong sexual connection. I mean, the Queen is down here, so it could be with this particular person, but there's no court cards right around there. So it could just be, you know, somebody you're already with. Maybe you're just in, you know, you run hot and cold. Maybe you're in a hot spell. Also, maybe you're going to get a glimpse. If you're not with anybody, maybe you're going to get a glimpse. And through this intuitive glimpse, or a spirit, you know, your grandmother, whoever, you know, could send that seed that leads to this at some point. Okay? Alright, Cap, so thanks so much for tuning in. Please do check out my wares by donating, commenting, subscribing, liking, everything. That's what keeps these readings free every month. If you're Patreon level 2, there's going to be one more card pulled from the Ethereal Oracle cards, which are a really cool deck. So thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great month of June and a great solstice. Bye.